What's up, YouTube? So this month officially marks the 5-year anniversary on how long I've been on this YouTube journey. It's crazy how time flies. With that being said, I thought I'd just do a thorough and transparent breakdown on how far I've gotten along from an analytics standpoint. And I just hope to provide some valuable insight coming from a small YouTube channel, particularly in the men's fashion and sneakerhead niche. So for anyone who's considering or aspiring to become a YouTube creator, hopefully this video will really help out and put some things into perspective. Alright, we're just going to get straight into the nitty gritty here. This is my analytics page. But as I mentioned, I've been on YouTube for about 5 years now. So here is a summary tab. So after 5 years on YouTube, I have acquired 3 million views. Watch time is about 95,000 hours of watch time. I've gained 6.5K subscribers, and in terms of monetization, I have made a total of $9,861.47. So here's a graph that pretty well summarizes my journey. Over here, my very first video ever was published on December 15th, 2019. Pretty much for this whole section right here, I would say I was uploading pretty consistently. I was uploading maybe a video a week or something like that. So my first upload was on December 15th. And then you can see from here on, everything is pretty much flatlined up until this point right here. On February 11th, 2021 was when I made my first dollar. So all in all, from December 2019 to February 2021, it took me a little over a year, so about a year and 3 months until I was officially monetized. And keep that in mind, so over this span of a year and 2 months, I was uploading quite consistently. I was grinding it out, pretty much making content every week, about 1 video a week, maybe even 2 videos a week at times. So from 2021, it was a very slow and steady climb, averaging $1 to $2 a day or something like that. Right around the mid 2023 mark around here was when there was a little more of this gradual climb of monetization. I would say somewhere around mid 2023, I started to average closer to $10 a day. If I jump into the revenue tab right here, yeah, if we're looking at a monthly standpoint, which is pretty much when YouTube pays out, they pay out once a month. Over the past 5-6 months, I would be averaging somewhere between $200 and $300 per month. So the revenue there just accounts for YouTube ad revenue. It does not account for any other income source like affiliate links or subscription fees or anything like that. So again, for $200-300 a month, it's not too bad. After all, this is a very small channel. This is really just a side project / side hustle. It's not that I'm dedicating my full-on full-time job on it or anything. This is just a side passion project, and for a couple $100, it's not too bad. So just to provide a different perspective, I want to talk about how much time was really invested into this YouTube channel. So as I mentioned, starting for the first 2-3 years or so, I was averaging a good 1 to 2 videos a week. We'll say I was averaging 5 videos a month, and each week I would spend maybe 5 hours. So I'll just say I averaged about 25 hours a month extra of spare time to invest in content creation. As we transitioned into this end of 2022, early 2023 timeframe, my upload frequency was actually decreasing. That was around the time when the pandemic was over and things were slowly going back to our new normal. So when things were in that transition, I was uploading a little less, but even though I was uploading a little less, my income stream was actually going up. And this income stream going up was actually the result of all the hard work and the contents that I've been making previously leading up to that point. So there was this delayed effect of, watch time and revenue and things like that. People were watching my old videos from the 2019 to 2022 time frame right around here. But what's the saying? It's enjoying the fruits of your labor, or however that saying goes. That was pretty much the case right around this time here. So from uploading about 5 to 6 videos a month to only about 2 videos a month. The time I invested in the channel has really decreased over the past year or two, but the income continues to stay pretty consistent. So I feel like a question that a lot of people have, and even a question that I really thought about for a long time leading up to this point, is being a YouTuber considered a form of passive income? So I guess the cool thing about this is, I mentioned this just previously, even though my time and efforts have been overall declining over the past year or two, the income flowing in has actually been gradually ramping up, or at least staying the same. So even though I'm putting in less time than I did initially over here, again, I'm still getting this pretty consistent flow of income every month. So just to go into that conversation of passive income, is being a YouTuber purely passive income? I would say no, not really. The reality is I still have to be fairly active on my YouTube channel. I am still uploading about 1 video a month. And in order to stay engaged and active in the YouTube algorithm, you do have to be an active participant in the YouTube space. So as long as you're engaging with comments, as long as you're uploading frequently or infrequently, at least as long as you're uploading on some sort of schedule, YouTube will continue to pump out your videos. And again, the cool part about it is after 5 years, you can really appreciate the fruits of your labor of all this hard work you put in the very beginning, when you had no subscribers, you had really no views yet, you had no following yet. You put in all this effort in the very beginning, and you kind of get to enjoy all of that effort later on. So again, for about $200 to $300 a month, it might not really sound like a lot. It's pretty much just some pocket change to get me by, but at the same time it is somewhat rewarding, considering this is just a side project and a passion project. I'm really only investing no more than 5 to 10 hours a month now, as opposed to early on where I was investing like 25, 30, sometimes even 40 hours a month back then. So now I want to just summarize a couple of pros and cons throughout my YouTube journey. Let's talk about the pros first. Pro number 1 is I get to talk about this hobby that I'm really passionate about and get paid for it. Pro number 2 is networking. I've actually had the pleasure to make some cool new friends on this YouTube space. I've even had a chance to meet like 2 or 3 of my YouTube friends in person, which was really cool. And I've also developed some relationships with some other people that I hope to meet one day if I ever travel or if we ever cross paths. Pro number 3 is it is a convenient side hustle. You really don't need much to get started. All you really need is a computer, a camera or phone, and just be really passionate about a topic and share it with the world. So those were a few quick pros, but now let's talk about a few cons. So con number 1 is it is quite time consuming. As I mentioned, initially early on, I was grinding this out for pretty intensely, putting in 30-ish hours a month, which is a lot of time. Before you even get to the point of monetization, you just really have to put in a lot of hard work, time, and effort initially early on. Con number 2, kind of going along the lines of time consumption, you really might have to sacrifice something. Whether you're going to sacrifice sleep, your social life, or just your free time, you're really gonna have to make some sacrifices if you want to take this very seriously. And con number 3, this is my opinion, but I feel like YouTube is more a game of longevity. So I actually made another detailed video of the cons of being a YouTube channel. So if you haven't seen that one, check it out after you finish this one. I'll leave the link somewhere up there. Alright, so the main question is being a YouTuber worth it? I think this is a very loaded question, and it can be approached in a lot of different ways. For me personally, it's been a great journey so far. As I mentioned on the pros, I got to meet a lot of cool people, and I get to get paid for talking about a hobby I'm really passionate about. So I think that all in itself is a great benefit. Is it worth the blood, sweat, and tears though? I would say that I will admit that there are moments where you just have to be really consistent and persevere to feel like you're successful. There have often been times where there is some sense of burnout, creator burnout. And you know, having done this for 5 years, it does get a little tiring having to be in front of the camera every week for several hours at a time. Again, it just comes with the job. But at the end of the day, again, for me, it's the passion for the hobby. It's the fact that I feel like I want to provide education and valuable and enjoyable content for the world. It's really those things that just keeps me going. Of course, the monetization is a part of it too, don't get me wrong. A lot of people, if not everyone, pretty much tries to make money out of this. But I think the rewarding part of the journey is more so the fact that you feel the sense of appreciation from the community when you provide a helpful video, or just when you get to engage with people who share the same interests as you. At this point, I want to provide some advice for those of you who are, again, aspiring to become a content creator or are thinking about starting this YouTube journey. This advice is mostly directed to those who are interested in the fashion and sneaker space, but I guess it can apply to any other niche. But my advice is pretty much this, is although the possibilities are endless, you also want to be very realistic with yourself. Really, in order to succeed on YouTube, you have to have a couple of things. You have to be extremely passionate about the topic you're talking about. You have to have pretty thick skin because you are susceptible to a lot of harsh criticism or even negative feedback. And that's really just the nature of being on the internet. And you really want to stay true to yourself. I feel like even though we're in the internet space, it's still very easy to read along the lines on who is authentic and who is not. So if you're trying to be this fake character, or if you're trying to present something that's truly not a representation of yourself, you're either going to just burn out really quickly, or it's just going to get old and fast really quick, or again, your viewers are just going to read through the lines very easily. So don't even bother trying to be something you're not. And one more thing is, I would suggest that you do not do YouTube just for the sake of money and monetization. The drive to get paid is just going to burn you out even faster. It's just not going to make this project fun. It's just not going to work out if you have that mentality. So after having said all of that, I am by no means considering myself an expert. I am just a small YouTube channel that has been doing this for 5 years now, and I just wanted to provide some valuable insight for anyone who's interested. And that's really just the intention of this video, is just to help anyone out there who's interested in becoming a YouTuber. But don't hesitate to ask any questions if you're just curious about anything. Leave a comment below and I'll help you the best I can. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I'd appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you're into more content relating to fashion, sneakers, and science. Otherwise, check out some of my other videos here or here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.